going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're having a great one today. As always, we are officially back to Kraken with a wonderful one from the fine folks over at Rocket Toys. We got Tsunade here, the great fifth Hokage. I'm pretty sure she's the fifth. Yeah, because Kakashi's 6th and then Naruto's 7th. Yep, alright. So, anyways, it's from Rocket Toys. You do get the generic Rocket Toys outer box, and then what I like to call the nice little whiskey box on the inside as well. Which, if you've ever bought Japanese whiskey, that typically will come in like a generic brown box. Now they're a little more decorative. They kind of changed it up over the years, but like the old Hibiki 12 boxes, pretty much always looked like that, or close to it. Anyways, I digress. I do love this, the actual main box. They match the Kakashi color scheme, which is awesome, so I'm just going to refer to this as Konoha Green moving forward, because why not? And honestly, the figure is pretty dang great. I had one little issue with it, which I guess might be a big issue depending on how you look at things, which we'll get to, and is also why I decided to do this instead of stick with the super long unboxing. But there she is in all of her glory. Honestly, Rocket Toys continues to knock it out of the park with these. They did also make an amazing announcement recently. They're 2 and 8 more. So we've got, I have Deidara here to unbox at some point. Sasori's on his way, and then we're getting a whole bunch more. We're getting Jiraiya, Naruto, Sasuke, Pain, Konan, another Deidara, but kind of in like the Obito look with the mask. We're getting Obito, and then Minato. So they are like loading us up with all the goodies. Anyways, on to this one in particular. So real quick, I'm going to show you the issue that I had with it. They basically covered her in plastic, and it's been a pain to get off. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I fight with tape a lot. There was a lot on it. I still have to remove her feet to get this off. I have to take her pants off to get the stuff that's under her pants off. I have to take her shirt off and her head off to get that off. It's going to be a chore. So when I started cutting through it, realized how much there was, and was like, yeah, we'll just do this later. The figure itself is pretty dang awesome. They did do a pretty good job with her anatomy. I hate to draw attention to it, but if you've seen the show, I guess everybody kind of does. You do get the cool little jacket with the Gamba logo on the back, which I love. Honestly, the head sculpts are amazing. You may notice she's missing pigtails. That's because they are separate down there. That way you can kind of change it up depending on how you want it to look. Much like all the Rocket Toys stuff, the outfit does not restrict her movement much at all. Honestly, the bigger restrictor at this point is just the leftover plastic that's in there. But even still, you can move her around quite a bit. Now, one thing I do want to say, if you happen to pick her up, I have seen people break the foot and the foot peg trying to get it off to get this plastic off. So I'm going to use a hairdryer, warm her up a little bit. Usually, if you can kind of heat up the material, it's a bit more pliable. Lets you kind of pop off things like heads and hands without as much risk of breaking. But really, they did do a great job with her. As I mentioned, I am going to have to take basically everything off. Which, if you're wondering, they just give you Velcro access in the back to take the band off. And hopefully, it'll be straightforward from there. Now, you do actually get a separate set of arms for her, which I thought is super cool. So if you wanted to do no jacket, seamless fight pose, you're good to go. And if you were wondering, they did an outstanding job on her footwear. What with the nice red polish on everything. Really just amazing. I absolutely love the figure. I think they did a great job. You can pop the hair off to move the eyes if you wanted. Which, you know, kind of depending on the pose you end up going with, might be something you want to do. More importantly, you get some extra head sculpts. Well, one extra sculpt, one extra face. I guess 2 extra sculpts, however you want to look at it. This is possibly one of my favorite head sculpts that I've gotten. Honestly, I think in 2025. This thing is just beautiful. They did such a good job with this. Really cannot say enough. As far as like capturing a pose and a likeness, Rocket Toys consistently impresses. This is incredible. I'm just truly blown away with it. It's definitely going to be the one I end up posing her with. Because really, it's too good not to use. As I mentioned, you do get seamless arms in case you wanted to flop those off. You get a ton of different hands, so you can have her doing all sorts of different punches and seals and all that good stuff. The fingers on these two actually lock in with each other, which is nice. Granted, a little better than that, but you can put them together so she can do her little summoning jutsus, which is fantastic. Really just Honestly, every time I get one, I'm more and more impressed. The only issue that I had with this is just the crazy amount of tape and plastic that was on it, but, you know, not the end of the world. If you were wondering, she can also do her full 1,000-year healing jutsu or whatever it is. Should have looked up the name. So the little gem in her forehead stores chakra. She can end up releasing it to get like super powered. When she does, she gets that kind of crazy symbol on her face. So it's cool that they gave you that. I almost wish that this face would have had a bit more of an action pose similar to that, because usually when this happens, it's fighting time. But, not the end of the world. That's basically from her showdown with Pain, so it's going to be the one I go with. You do get so many cool little accessories as well. This is kind of tricky for me to get out. We'll see if we can do it. Hey, all right. So you get her medicine bottle and a sake jug. You also get some sake cups. And more importantly, they give you little liquid spurts. So you can actually have, for example, if you wanted this to be filling up one of her cups, you can pop the little cork out. And this should basically just fit right in there. Ta-da! Now you would honestly want to use this for the sake bottle. It fits a lot better in there. You could probably get the small end of this in there. I wonder if you could do that. Not quite. So you want to stick with the sake bottle. Guess I should have just pulled that one out because it will look better. So let's do that. Come here, sake. So she does have her standard little white sake bottle, which I love. And then you just plop that right in there, and she can be pouring and filling up a cup, which you do also get 2 little cups. So, honestly, the accessories on this, pretty fantastic in that regard. You can also see she's got a nice little set of playing cards down there. The cups are all white. There's no symbols on them or anything, but yeah, there you go. Okay, we'll get that later. Now, probably my favorite thing about this, other than that super cool head, I love the animal companions in Naruto. I think it's one of the cooler things about the show. That's a lie. It's not one of the cooler things. It's a fun little aspect. But you get 2, and they're honestly both amazing. So you get Katsuya. She actually has a little magnet on the bottom so she can sit on Tsunade's shoulder, which is awesome. I also have a bigger one of her from my Sakura figure, so very happy about that. A cool little chakra snail. I love this gal. I guess chakra slug would be a better word. But then, the cream of the crop. So, whoever at Rocket Toys was in charge of doing TonTon, promote them. This is amazing. So you get TonTon, her cute little pig, and just look at how adorable that is. You're going to want to kiss her. She's just so dang cute. They did even put real fabric on her, which is just excellent. I pulled this out and just like squeed with happiness. Like, this is just such an adorable, perfectly done variant of her. I've never been... Look at the little piggy tail. Like, it's so good. I thought Squirrel Cowboy was going to be my favorite animal accessory of all time, but this is just so perfect that she has won. So congratulations, TonTon. And to have whoever worked on her, you are a miracle worker. It's perfect. That is for you. Last but not least with this, or I guess technically it would be least. It's really not the most exciting part. You do get her Hokage hat, and then that fancy little stand there. We're going to try, maybe if I can. Let's rearrange some stuff. You go back there. So her stand's very straightforward. It's just got the gambling symbol and then the Tsunade there. And you get a little crotch grabber. All of the Rocket Toys ones are pretty straightforward in that regard. They serve their purpose, which is really all you need them for. But then, probably more importantly, you get this. So you get the Hokage hat. I love this. Mainly, so it does fit perfectly on her head. I guess I could just do that real quick. Let's, you can go here. Come on out, lady. If you were wondering. And without, you know, playing with the white part at all. It does sit on her head very well. Granted, you can pose it a little better than that. The white part's wired, so you can move this around as much as you want. So I always like doing weird combo mashup things, so the fact that I could just make somebody else a Hokage is pretty awesome to me. I'm probably going to put this on, like, my 6th skill Waldo, or just something really weird and absurd. I haven't quite decided yet. It's not going to be on her. She don't need it.